So we go into the next one. Saint Marcus Mars, the Ho-Oh, the bird guy. He looks pretty cool. This is a pretty cool art, honestly. Okay, he has super tandem. Okay, strength and shooter driven as we expected. His special reduces cruise decrease set chain and chain multiplier growth duration by 10. This is not a common buff. I'm not a big fan of it. Like, we barely encountered this debuff. If it was attack down based on chain multiplier or something, it would have been a pretty cool one because not a lot of units can reduce their debuff. But this one is yeah, we barely meet this debuff, and we can just get through it with a chain locker or chain boundary. If captain is driven or shooter, it delays enemies by 1 turn, ignoring immunity. Okay, and changes all crew slots to T and D, or including blocks. So that's what we wanted, as something that can give us tandem orbs for the Gorsei units. This is the unit. It has super tandem, which is weird because we already have super tandem with Jupiter, but okay. And he applies delay, which synergizes with this guy because he gives us increased damage to enemies that are delayed. So basically this is going to be, they work hand in hand with each other. And boost damage to delayed enemies up to 4 times, but it's okay. Interesting. So okay, so this buff was pretty low as 1.5, but it gets even increased by even more with this special here, up to 4 times. This is a pretty good multiplier. I think it would make up for not having double conditional buffer like the Slasher Shanks or the Robin from New Year's Anniversary. And further increases the type boost by up to 1.5. Okay, so increases the color affinity from Warkery, which is good. It's a good synergy. And then if we have every type of on the crew, we get a chain boundary from 3 to 30. 3 to 30 is the standard for a good one. I would expect more from a Super Sugo Legend. And on top of that, it's a Gorsei. I would have accepted like a little bit more, like a 4, which is not common, or 4.5, just like to make it a little bit cooler. 3 is run of the mill. Everybody has 3, or most characters have chain boundary of between 2.5 and 3. The captain boosts strength, driven and shooter by 6 standard, strength in tandem orbs matching standard. Another buff to attack to these tags if we hit excellent, and only if he's our captain. If the crew has damage boost to enemies with an inflicted status, which is any conditional buff, I guess it boosts it. It boosts the conditional buff, which in this case he has his own with this. So he gets even increased even more. And finally, the normal classical buffs for certain tags: attack and HP, 15 CD to elders. Just because they have such a long CD, they have like 30 more. They want them to be ready at the start of the adventures, so they will always be ready. If you have 2 Gorosei running as captains, the whole crew is going to be ready from stage 1. And when 5 or more elders, celestial dragons, or navy are on the crew, and when every type is on the crew, basically, allow damage to be more than 1.3 of the damage limit. So basically, just like the other one. Wonder if the other one had the same condition. Okay, so both. You have to have 5 others or 5 navy, and have every type of on the crew. So it's pretty hard to fulfill if you're not running a full 5 other team. And the crewmate, driven and shooter class have strength in T and D slot matching. One tap in with T and D, further increase the color affinity by 0.25, which is okay. It's free extra damage. I would have liked it to be like a little bit some utility, but I guess they're all about damage. I don't see anything for special bind, which is kind of concerning. Let's see if his EX removes special bind, hopefully, but we'll see. Super tandem at level 1 is 2 times driven attack, and attack at level 5 attack boost up to 3 times to driven class, and changes crew attack multiplier of strength and psi orbs to 2.75, which is, I think it's weird because he already applies or gives us a full board of tandem orbs. Makes these slots not useful, but who knows. The EX activation requirement when the crew damage boost to enemies, okay, 6, or heal and ignore max HP limit, just like the rest of them. Change driven characters into super driven, strength to super strength, reduces the duration of all enemy barriers by 1. Come on, you can do more than 1. You can do 2 or 3. It's a fucking Gorosei and it's a super Sugo legend. And boost the attack boost of the final tap. Okay. By 25%. Basically free damage. So we don't have anything for special bind, as I said. So special bind just wrecks these guys. The support changes block into TND and decreases chain growth by 3. This is okay. This is whatever. And his rumble effect, 28 CT, version on the high CT level, but it's still on the respectable, still normal, okay, correct. 3000 fixed damage. If you have 5 shooters or 5 others, attack, speed, special CT level 5. When you have 5 shooters or 5 others, is to all enemies reduces their special CT by 5, which is, if you look at it in a different way, it's basically plus 10 to you because it reduces them by 5 and you increases yours by 5. Targets enemy and world government teammates for special CT 20% reduction. Okay, if we consider that he could go on the shooter team, we have quite a good amount of Navy and world government characters. We have Zoro Sanji, we have Luffy Lucci, obviously the big damage dealers. We have Tsuru. Yeah, we have a pretty good amount of characters that can synergize with this one on the shooter team. And when HP is remaining 1% or below, reduces special CT of 1 attack style teammate on low special CT by 100%, and another one, and give them haste by 100%. So I wonder if this is a death hit. I wonder if this is a death hit, just like Yamato and Garp. It has to be a death hit. So when he dies, he basically boosts 1 unit to do damage, gives them their special, and puts them at the top of the attack list to use their special. It's a good special, especially with the 20% CT reduction. And the rumble ability, shooter and strength, and 5 others HP, speed, def level 5. 5 shooters and 5 others are on the team. Targets all enemies with def down and special CT down by 3. Okay, combine that with his special. It's a good amount of special CT down. And when you have 5 shooter or 5 others on the team, targets Navy and World Government teammates by special CT level 3. Again, as we said, shooter teams have a bunch of World Government and Navy characters that can benefit from this effect, and this effect too. This one. And when this character is KO'd, activate Rumble special 1 time. So yeah, as we guessed with this part, it works when this happened. And for the GP burst, inflict damage 16 times, which is pretty good requirement. You don't need to take much damage or you do anything special. Targets all enemies for 6,000 fixed damage, not a great amount of damage. Striker powerhouse enemies. Oh, so 6,000 to everybody, and targets striker and powerhouse for 2 times, ignoring defense. Okay. And targets strength shooter driven teammates for 40. Targets striker powerhouse class teammates, ignoring defense for 2 times leader's base attack, which is good. If only it was more than just striker and powerhouse. But we have a good amount of strikers and powerhouse in the meta to deal damage to. Targets strength shooters and driven teammates for CT speed or CT increase or reduction by 40%. At face value, when you're facing striker and powerhouse teams, it's good 2 times and 40% CT on your team for only strength. Yeah, strength, shooter, and driven are pretty good. Basically, you can run a strength team, a shooter team, and a dex team, which has a bunch of driven characters in Grand Party, and this would work with it pretty well as leader. And targets strength type and 5 others for recovery, def, special CT, target shooter driven for HP, speed and attack, and Navy and World Government characters for HP, recovery, and def. His GP stuff is pretty good. It's a shame he only targets striker and powerhouse for only 2 for the damage that goes through defense. But overall, I think it could be a good leader for GP. It could be like in the top 5, top 3. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I'm sure there's gonna be more information when there is a whole in-game release of them. But overall, they're pretty good. I wouldn't say they're meta breaking, except on PvP for normal rumble, for this guy, for the boar guy, and for GP for the bird guy. So that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a nice day.